Hello everyone, in this video we will learn how to render a web page on a client machine using its domain name which is hosted by a web server. So for this we have to follow 5 simple steps which are mentioned here. The first one is formation of a network. So for this I have made a basic topology here which consists of a client machine, a web server which is used to serve the HTTP requests which are made by the web browser of a client machine and for the hosting purpose of a web pages. Another thing is DNS server which is used to map the domain name to its corresponding IP address on which the web page is present. So let's say whenever we search a google.com in our web browser, the Google page is searched to its corresponding IP address on which its web page is present. So this whole mapping is done by the DNS server. We will learn more about its functionality further in this video, and all these devices are connected through a switch. So till now we have completed the first step. Now move to the second step, which is the IP configuration of the devices. So for this we will just go to the IP configuration of the DNS. I will give the IP address as 192.168.1.1. Similarly for the web server, I will give address as 192.168.1.2 and make sure to give the IP DNS server IP address here for the mapping purpose. And also for the client machine follow the same procedure. Here you have to also give the IP address of the DNS server. So till now we have completed the second step. Now the third step is making a web page which will be rendered on our client machine. So for this just go to the web server. Under the service tab you will find a HTTP. So in HTTP first you have to make sure that both the HTTP and HTTPS ports are on so that the web server will be able to listen the HTTP requests which are made by the web browser. The second thing is you will find a index.html file here. Just go to here and you will find the HTML code written here. You can write your own code here which will be rendered on the client machine. So let's say I will just give the simple HTML code here. Just save it. So we have completed the third step. Now the fourth step is mapping IP address and domain name of a web page. So for this, just go to the DNS server. Under the service tab, you will find a DNS option. So in DNS option, first you will just make sure open the DNS server. Otherwise, it will not work for the mapping. So here name in which you will give the domain name of the web page. So let's say I will give mypage.com and the IP address at which the web page is hosted. So the web page is hosted at web server having an IP address as 192.168.1.2 and simply add it. Now we have completed the fourth step. The fifth step is searching a web page. So we will search a web page through our client machine. So go to the web browser and in the URL just give the domain name which you want to search. So I will give mypage.com. So here you can see the HTML page is rendered on our client machine. The second thing is you can also search a web page through its IP address. So in our case, which is 192.168.1.2, here you can see the same page is rendered again. And if you change this and give some other domain name which is not present, mypage2.com, then it will say hostname unresolved. So if I talk about the working, so how it's work, so at whenever we give the domain name at the client machine in the URL tag, the HTTP request is go to the DNS server. At DNS server, the mapping is done with the domain name to its corresponding IP address at which the web page is present. In our case, it is 192.168.1.2, at which the page is fetched and rendered to the client machine. So this was the whole procedure. I hope you understand the whole things. Thank you.